segment. I'm joined by Roxanne and Corey, and we're going to jump into some Mario Tennis Aces and show some stuff that we really haven't had a chance to explore so far.
Yeah, this segment will be taking a deeper look at Adventure Mode, which is essentially the return of Story Mode to Mario Tennis series. We are going to show a bit of the opening sequence from Adventure Mode, so we could change the gameplay footage.
So we'll cut to that, I think, now. That's all right, while we're waiting for that to load up here. So this is a Mario-centric story. So you're going to be playing as Mario, hopping into the gameplay, and a really cool chance to, I think, really brush up on your skills as you're getting into the game. So on top of having this fun story to explore, if you are new to the Mario Tennis series and you're looking to really make sure that you've got a solid grasp of all the different skills that are involved, getting into the story is going to be a great place to really hone your talent.
Yeah, when you actually start up the game will push you to watch the opening sequence. So you can look at the cinematics we'll be showing in a little bit, and you'll actually be dropped right into the world map, which we're calling the Kingdom of Bask. Adventure Mode is a great way to sort of practice your skills with the basic controls, and then work your way up to more advanced techniques like the new zone shot, zone speed, and all those different moves.
Gotcha. Well, while we're waiting for our folks to line up the cinematic here, just to touch a little bit on the Kingdom of Bask, an interesting space. We have a bunch of our favorite characters from the Mushroom Kingdom making appearances. We really are in a place that we've never explored before.
You can see some dialogue. We can see Waluigi and Mario sort of return as antagonists in the story mode.
I do have a fondness for Waluigi's shots as well. He's a really fun tennis player to watch.
That racket.
Yeah, we can check out some of the new tennis outfits that they're sporting for this game. Waluigi looks very fashionable.
He's a stylish dude. I feel like Luigi's making poor life choices right now.
Par for the course. Wrong sport, though.
He means well.
You can't be good.
I always love Toad's vocalizations. His voice is so cute.
It also is just cool to be visiting a different kingdom.
Yeah, for sure. So the Kingdom of Bask is composed of very differently designed areas. The first one we're going to take a look at in a little bit, it's called Piranha Plant Forest. It is a foresty sort of area. There are also different environments like a snowfall mountain, a haunted mansion, savage sea, and all those different kinds of environments. Alrighty, so Mario and Toad will now set off on an adventure to find a little bit more about the legendary rocket and Luigi that has gone missing. Mario's mission in Adventure Mode is to gather Power Stones scattered about different areas in the Kingdom of Bask. And by gathering Power Stones, he can prevent the legendary rocket from restoring his full power. So now we're going to switch gears a little bit and then show off some different missions and boss fights that Mario will encounter on his journey.
And as we're jumping in here, we can talk a little bit maybe about the map system, because you're exploring. It very feels like a traditional Mario game exploration path.
Yeah, as I mentioned, you move from node to node, completing different missions, different boss fights, and you can go ahead and jump right into one of the missions offered in Adventure Mode. It's a familiar friend.
As one does in the woods, you make tennis rackets.
And interesting just looking at what Spike said there about maybe being able to earn a racket if you do well enough at this challenge.
Yes, you can earn differently designed rackets as you complete different missions scattered about the Kingdom of Bask. And for this one, Mario will be able to win a wooden racket if he's able to complete this mission.
So this is very early on in the adventure, so not going to be a terribly frightening challenge, but a really great way to really hone your skills and make sure that as you go, and especially matches against other players, you've got all those skills under your belt ready to go.
Right. You can see Spike is sort of moving about the court, and your objective is to hit the ball towards where he cannot return it. And this is a great mission to sort of practice the different basic shots you have at your disposal. And the type of shot that you hit is indicated by the color of the ball trail. So that purple trail right there, that's a flat. It's a very fast speed shot, doesn't have much bounce. The red trail is a top spin, high speed, high bounce. Let's see. This is a slice.
Spike's got little legs. Looks like he's taking him a fair bit of effort to get across the court.
He's trying.
Oh,
he almost made that
close.
one. Oh.
Nice block.
And for some other basic shots,
Oh my gosh.
the yellow is the lob. It aims for the back of the court, so if your opponent is up against the net, it's a good basic shot to hit.
Yeah, I was doing that a lot in the, we were doing that in a pre-launch online tournament, I know. The opponent was rushing the net, just lob it over their heads.
Right, drop shots, which aims for the front area of the court, and the lob, which aims for the back area of the court. They're good basic shots to sort of disposition your enemy.
We should talk a little bit about what we saw there with the leveling system that was just up on the screen.
Right. So as you attempt different missions, Mario will get experience points, and if he levels up, he will increase. He'll get his parameters increased. So even if you fail a specific mission or you're having a hard time with a particular boss fight, you can always try leveling up Mario and try again. And the next time around, it will be a little bit easier, since he will move a little faster, hit shots a little better, so on and so forth. Going to attempt this mission one more time.
I do love, too, just watching the Piranha Plants pop up and handle the serves for Spike.
They're being pretty helpful.
Oh.
I mean, you'll notice that sometimes Piranha Plants shoot shots that sparkle. These shots can damage your racket if you don't return them with perfect timing. And it's one of the new mechanics that Mario Tennis Aces has added to sort of add a new spin to the Mario Tennis system, tennis gameplay system.
What I love about this game is it's got really a lot of the classic elements of what you look for when you think about Mario Tennis, but the new shots add some really interesting strategic gameplay and some new complexity that's really fun to explore as you get into the gameplay. And hopefully folks had fun messing around with that in the online tournament as well. And there also, we see that your racket has stats.
They do. So as you complete different challenges, you will unlock additional rackets, which will really help you in boss fights or other missions where the enemy can hit the shots that can damage your racket. If you do end up breaking all the rackets in your inventory, you will fail the mission, so it does behoove you to have more
like a nice collection inventory ready to go.
Alright. So Spike would have bestowed the wooden racket if we complete this mission.
We don't want to spoil that for folks at home, so we'll move along.
Yeah, and there are different number design rackets that you can collect in different areas in the Kingdom of Bask.
They have really interesting designs, too. I know when you get the rackets, you know, rather than just like toss it in your bag, like, okay, I got a racket, I'm going to move on. It's worth taking a look at the art because there was a fair bit of cool thought put into the design of all these different rackets and how they actually look up close.
Right, and I loved how the designs are kind of inspired by the area that you do unlock them in.
All right.
Yes, Petey Piranha.
Boss time.
I love
He's brought his
Petey.
bathing suit.
I love how his Speedo matches space markings there.
I mean, that's a character who has a lot of confidence. Totally comfortable just rocking this polka dot Speedo.
We all want to have that confidence.
All right, so you'll notice the UI looks a little bit different for this particular boss fight. On the top right, we see PD Piranha, 3 hearts by his name, and a meter below. The meter below is somewhat like his stamina meter, where if you whittle it down by rallying back and forth with him, he will then sort of fall over and reveal his weak point.
Which in his case seems to be his belly button.
Yes. Very charming belly button.
I kind of wonder why a plant monster
cool.
has a belly button, but...
Oh. So we noticed jumping over a couple of those tornadoes was building up your meter as well.
Yes, so I was using trick shots to dodge attacks that PD Piranha was throwing at me. And normally you would use a trick shot in a traditional tennis match to reach a ball that's further away or build up your energy meter very quickly, as Corey mentioned. In Adventure Mode, you can use it to dodge different attacks that bosses or enemies might throw at you. So it's just a fun new way to...
Yeah, and Mario's pretty good at jumping as well, so just show off his awesome platforming skills on the tennis court.
Definitely.
Yeah, just not a fan of that outie.
So I know we talked about what's up at the upper right side of the screen with P Piranha's indicators, but we should chat a little bit more about what's going on in the upper left with Mario's energy meter and also that little racket indicator as well.
Yeah, so on the upper left, the meter around Mario's icon, that is his energy meter. You build it up slowly by rallying back and forth or using well-timed trick shots. You can also use well-timed charge shots to fill up the energy. And you expend energy to use some of the new moves offered in Mario Tennis Aces, such as Zone Shot, which lets you aim in first person. You can also use Zone Speed, which lets you move very quickly, and that can help either reach shots that are further away or time those blocks to retain your racket's health, like is shown here. And those green bars below Mario's icon, they are those 3 green bars. They indicate your racket's health. So you definitely want to keep an eye on that and make sure your racket isn't broken, which will lead you to failing the challenge.
Worth mentioning with that energy as well, the kind of shots that you can use with your energy can be used offensively and defensively. So it's really worthwhile thinking about what you want to be expending your energy on, whether or not you want to hang on to it maybe for a defensive move or go all out and try to land a really powerful shot.
Right, exactly. You can adapt it to sort of your own play style. If you're the type that wants to keep your energy in reserve just in case your opponent throws a zone shot at you, so you can make sure that you can return it, or if you want to go on the offensive and expand it on zone shots, that's an option for you as well.
So where do you want to take us next here?
Alrighty, so we just defeated PD Piranha, which lets us move into a new area. It looks like it's a bit of a new environment. We'll be hopping on this ferry.
Oh, I really like this court too. This is fun.
And there's variations in the courts that you will get to play these matches as you move forward. And it's always fun discovering what new Mushroom Kingdom character you might run into. Looks like Koopa Troopa's manning this ship. So of course, to catch a ride, you gotta beat him in a tennis match.
It would be a very different world if we just settled everything with tennis battles.
Yeah, it would be a much peaceful world.
I would live a very sad life if all of my, at real tennis.
Okay.
I would lose all of my tennis matches.
I don't know. I'm so scared of facing you in Mario Tennis Aces. I think you're the one person in Treehouse that I would prefer to avoid playing. You're too good.
So here looking at the court, the obvious element that's really going to mess things up for you if you're not careful is that mast right in the middle.
Right. Normally, when you're playing a tennis match, using your basic shots, you try to hit your shot towards an area of the court where your opponent is not standing on. But because that mast is right in the center of the court, sometimes it might rebound and go places you might not intend it to. Let's see if I can.
And up at the top there, we can see an energy meter for your opponent as well, which is nice. You can actually keep a little bit of an eye on how things are going on his side and maybe when you should anticipate one of those stronger special shots.
I also love the sound of the other ships that hover over. You can almost like feel just your ship vibrating when that's going over.
Yeah, there's the prime example of the mast sort of disrupting the flow of the match. I love how the bombs in the background, they kind of dodge out of the way when they see the ball coming at them.
Probably a good call. For you to be getting hit by
Yeah,
tennis
the
balls.
ball's going pretty fast. All right, so I'm slowly building my meter by using charge shots. If you do fill your energy meter to maximum and it starts glowing in a blue sort of flaming light, you can use what's called a special shot. And these are sort of unique to each character. They all come with their own animations, and special shots have a chance of breaking your opponent's racket in one hit if they don't return it with perfect timing.
So on top of being, I mean, very flashy moves to watch, very effective if you time them right.
So I'm going to go ahead and activate Mario's special shot here. Hit.
Nice.
And he goes flying backwards like.
And you got his racket, didn't you?
Oh yeah,
did.
that's game.
Nice.
Alrighty, so that was a quick overview into some of the different moves that you can do in this game. We're actually going to show one more match that shows a little bit of variety in the environment, different courts that you can play.
Right on.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and warp to this particular area. And we can see it looks a little similar.
Blooper. Yes.
Aquatic Menace.
This blooper looks so fierce. I love it.
Yeah, and you can see it is still the ship, but it looks a little stormy. The ship is rocking left and right a little bit, which adds.
It's like they should be like getting shelter or something right now, but no, let's play
like,
some
no,
tennis.
we gotta play some tennis.
Oh, Blooper seems to be loving it. He's just splashing around on the deck, having a great
He's
time.
in his element.
Oh yeah.
Very much so. I love how he's just constantly dripping water. And we can see there's a huge curved trajectory to his shots, which kind of clues you in as to what type of place he might be.
Yeah, and actually that's worth mentioning a little bit too, is the different kinds of kind of classifications of tennis player that you might run into as you're playing Mario Tennis Aces.
Right. Mario is the all-around type, which means he doesn't have any glaring weaknesses. He has good speed, good fall speed.
Folks like him are a great place to start if you're brand new to Mario Tennis.
Yes, definitely. And Blooper does have a high curve to his balls, so he is able to avoid the mass in the middle and sort of navigate around that hazard expertly.
He's just so
He
cute.
is enjoying this.
Oh, you know, I'm rooting for you, Roxanne, but your opponent's adorable.
I don't blame you.
Oh,
Yeah,
brutal.
this is a pretty one-sided match.
He's like tipping the boat right there too, I feel like.
Just the right
Timing the waves, yeah.
Oh, no.
A great
Nice.
defensive use of that zone speed.
All right, it's gonna be close.
And one thing I do want to mention is that you can, of course, rally using basic shots skillfully and really build those points, but you can also choose to focus your offense using zone shots and attempt to break your opponent's racket to win that way as well. So the new racket breaking mechanic gives you more choices as to how you might want to approach your tennis match, and there's no one correct way to play Mario Tennis Aces.
To that point, I mean, I really appreciate that in some ways it does feel a little bit like a fighting game in that you just have a lot of options at your disposal to just go with many options. You can play head games with your opponent.
Right.
Yeah, and as you get more experience, I think exploring some of the other character types is really useful as well, because you might find once you've gotten the basics of tennis down, a different kind of character's playstyle might actually suit your skills better, or might actually feel more comfortable for you as you get into it and figure out, okay, what kind of Mario Tennis Aces player am I? some of those moves that you were discussing earlier certainly pretty high on the high risk, high reward spectrum. So if you feel like taking a risk and you feel like you're in a good position, it can pay off really well, but the penalties sometimes can be pretty steep as well.
Oh,
Right.
trick shot.
Trick shot. Failed attempt at trick shot.
I know one of the most fun things I had in the pre-launch online tournament was hitting the ball back to where my opponent actually is, because he thinks that I'm going to hit the other side. So you would bait your opponent into doing a trick shot.
Oh, nice. Be unexpectedly friendly, like, I'm just going to lob it right back to you.
Right.
You're not going to expect me to do that.
If your opponent's in the far left back corner and you've got nothing but open space, he's going to think you're going to that open space.
Yeah, they might just
Right.
react.
Slam it right back, yeah.
All right, I'm going to keep that in mind next time I play you then, just so you know.
Alrighty, Blooper is creaming me. I think we have shown enough of some of the different moves that you can do in this game and different environments you might be able to unlock.
Oh, that was out. You could have let it go, but
It was
you
out, but
okay.
it just feels so good to smash that.
Oh, I think he like cries when he loses. I love
Yeah, he
when Blooper
flops to
loses
the
a shot.
ground.
Yeah,
So I know this,
And you just
his life is over.
so this is really just our first look at adventure mode. There's lots more here that we can't discuss just yet, but is there anything else that you want to cover while we've got a little bit of time left in the segment?
yes. So we do want to announce that Koopa Troopa and Blooper will actually be available in the main game as additional playable characters.
Blooper, yes! I might be looking at my main right now. He's looks pretty sweet.
Yes, and Koopa Troopa will be coming very soon. If you participate in the online tournament that will be held in July after the game launches, if you earn enough points in the tournament, you can earn Koopa Troopa as a playable character early. Otherwise, he will be available for everyone starting August 1st. And similarly with Blooper, if you participate in the August online tournaments, you can unlock him early. Otherwise, he'll be available for everyone in September.
Awesome. So hopefully that's good motivation for folks to jump into the online tournaments, get some practice, get into some Mario Tennis aces. But thank you so much for coming by, showing us some gameplay here, guys. And folks who are watching, thanks so much for hanging out with us. And please don't go anywhere. Next up, we've actually